Good morning, dear students. Today we will discuss about another topic, that is optical detectors. As I said in the earlier classes, the whole course, that is in optical communications, we discussed mainly three important topics. One is about optical fibers, second one is about optical sources, and the third one is about optical detectors. Optical detectors are used in the receiver part of the optical communication system. Okay. If you see here, at the output of the optical transmission line, there must be a receiving device which interprets the information obtained in the signal. That means at the end of the optical fiber, the receiver which is connected to the end of the optical fiber should be able to retrieve the information from the light received from the optical fiber. In order to perform this kind of operation, we need optical detectors. Okay. So generally, photodetector is used. Photodetectors are used to perform this conversion, that is converting the light into the current or information. Okay. So photodetector, what it will do? It will sense the luminescent power falling upon it and converts the variation of its optical power into the correspondingly varying current. What the photodetector will do? It will sense the luminescent power, that is optical power falling on it, and it will convert that varying optical power into corresponding varying output current. There are different types of optical detectors. You can see here, one is photomultipliers, second one pyroelectric detectors, third one semiconductor based photodetectors, phototransistors and photodiodes. These are the different types of photodetectors which can be used at the receiver end of the optical communication system. Out of various semiconductor based photodetectors, generally photodiode is used almost exclusively for fiber optic systems. Okay. Since there are so many, but though there are so many types of photodetectors, generally photodiode is used. What is the reason? Because the size of the photodiode is small. Okay. It is the material is available and it is suitable in constructing the receiver. Next one is the sensitivity of the photodiode is very high. That means immediately when the light falls on the photodiode, immediately it will be converted into the varying current. The next one is the response time is very high. Means as soon as the light is falling on the diode, immediately within no time, within very very less time, the output current is produced. Since these advantages are there, generally photodiode is preferred, semiconductor based photodiode is preferred as a optical detector in the receiver end of the optical communication system. The photodiodes are further classified as pin photodetector and avalanche photodiode, or you can say pin photodiode or avalanche photodiode. Okay. See what? Photodiodes are classified as pin photodiode and avalanche photodiode. First, let us see pin photodetector. We are calling pin actually, so we are calling pin, but actually it is P stands for P-type material, I stands for P stands for P-type, N stands for N-type material, and I is intrinsic material, and I is intrinsic material, or you can say an intrinsic material is sandwiched between one p-type material and another n-type material. The intrinsic semiconductor material is sandwiched between p-type and n-type materials. Generally, in short form, it is called as pin diode. So pin diode is a photodiode. You can see the circuit diagram here. You can see the circuit diagram. It is a pin diode. Okay. So the p-type material is connected to negative terminal of the battery. N-type material is connected to positive terminal of the battery. That means this is reverse bias. That means it is reverse bias. Okay. So generally this pin diode is always operated in reverse bias. When this pin diode is operated in reverse bias, small amount of leakage current generally flows through the diode. Generally, small amount of leakage current generally flows through the diode. Okay. In this situation, what we have to do is we need to project the light. We need to project light or radiation onto the intrinsic semiconductor material. Okay. Intrinsic semiconductor material. Okay. So what happens when light falls on intrinsic semiconductor material part of the pin diode? We know that when the light is or external energy is applied, the electron present in the valence band will move into the conduction band, due to which holes are created in the valence band and electrons are present in the conduction band. That means electrons and holes are separated by a gap called as energy gap. Okay. Similarly, here also, when you apply energy or light, what is happening? Electron hole pairs are separated. Okay. Due to which, what is happening here? The holes will be moving towards the negative terminal of the battery, and the electrons will be moving towards the positive terminal of the battery. Towards the positive terminal of the battery. Okay. That means as you increase the radiation or external light, okay, onto the intrinsic semiconductor, the number of electron hole pairs created will be increasing. So what is happening here? As I said, when you haven't applied any external light or radiation, small amount of leakage current will be flowing. That we already know, because in a PN junction diode, when it is reverse biased, small amount of leakage current will be flowing, due to which small amount of leakage current will be flowing, due to which small amount of leakage current will be flowing. Fine. Okay. So what you are doing when the external light energy is applied, okay, external light energy is applied onto the intrinsic semiconductor, you are increasing the leakage current. Okay. How? Because the electrons, holes will be moving towards the negative terminal of the battery, and electrons will be moving towards the positive terminal of the battery, which creates electron flow, or which increases the leakage current. Okay. So that means when you increase the light, electron hole pairs increases, which causes increase in the current. When you decrease the light, applied light, the electron hole pairs generation will decrease, due to which the current flowing also decreases. So the variation, due to the variation in the light, the variation in the applied light leads to the variation in the corresponding variation in the output current. This is very important, okay, and it is to be understood. Okay. The next one is, yes, this is what is I have written here. When the device is reverse biased, there is a minute leakage current. If the light hits the intrinsic layer, electrons are dislodged and this leaves a hole. The electrons migrate towards the anode and the holes migrate towards the cathode, okay, and the light shining on the device increases the leakage current. Okay, this is what is the working of the pin diode. This is what is the working of the pin diode. The next type of photodetector or next type of photodiode is avalanche photodetector or avalanche photodiode. In short, it is called as APD. In short, it is called as APD. So, what is meant by avalanche photodetector or avalanche photodiode? Avalanche means sudden increase. Suddenly, if anything is happening, you call it as avalanche. Avalanche photodiode internally multiply the primary signal photocurrent before it enters the input circuitry of the following amplifier. So, what is happening here? The diode, the construction of the diode is almost similar to pin diode, okay, whereas but small variation is there, that is extra p-type material is added. Okay, here the main difference between the avalanche photodiode is, of course, both are reverse biased. Okay, pin diode as well as avalanche photodiode are connected in reverse bias. Okay, but the reverse voltage applied in the avalanche photodiode is very much high. Around 20 volts. Okay, when compared to the normal pin diode, when compared to the normal pin diode, the reverse voltage applied to the avalanche photodetector is very, very high. Okay, what happens when the applied reverse voltage is very high in case of avalanche photodiode? You can see here, the light is, we are making the light to fall on the intrinsic layer of the avalanche photodiode, due to which we know that electron hole pairs are separated. Okay, this happens in the same, this happens in the pin diode also, we know that, but due to this application of large reverse voltage, the electron hole pairs generated in the intrinsic semiconductor will hit the intrinsic atoms, okay, due to which few more electrons and holes are separated, due to which few more electron and holes are separated. You listen here once again, what is happening here? Due to the applied large reverse voltage, okay, and when the photons or external light is applied, okay, generally we know that electron hole pairs are generated. Okay, due to this external reverse voltage, large reverse voltage, the electrons and holes will hit the intrinsic semiconductor atoms, due to which more number of electron hole pairs are created or generated. Okay, if you observe this avalanche effect or this multiplication process, okay, hitting of one electron with the intrinsic atom and two more electrons will be coming out of that, or few more electrons will be coming out of that. Okay, this is everything is done at a high speed, or you can say it is an avalanche, in an avalanche manner, means suddenly. Okay, so you can say here, when the light falls on it, more current is flowing. The light falls on it, okay, compared to pin diode, more current is flowing. So compared to pin diode, avalanche photodiode is having more sensitivity. Okay, so this is what is the fundamental difference between the avalanche photodiode and pin diode. You can see here, this multiplication increases the receiver sensitivity since photocurrent is multiplied before encountering the thermal noise associated with the receiver circuit. Okay, of course we discuss the few more differences later between pin diode and avalanche photodiode. We go to the next topic, that is detector response time. Detector response time means it is the amount of time taken by the photodiode or photodetector to produce the output varying current, okay, when the light is falling on it. This is called detector response time. How much time it is taking to give response by producing the output varying current when the light is falling on it. Okay, you can see it is the amount of time taken by the detector to produce current when the light is falling on it. But this detector response depends on certain factors. What are those? One is transit time. Second one is diffusion time. Third one is RC time constant. Detector response time depends on three factors. One is transit time. Second one is diffusion time. Third one is RC time constant. Let us see what are these three factors. Transit time of the photodiode is the time taken by the carriers to travel across the depletion region. What is meant by transit time? Transit time is the time taken by the carriers to travel the depletion region, along the depletion region. It is called transit time. It is given as TR equal to W by VD. TR equal to W by VD. What is W? Width of the depletion region. What is meant by W? Width of the depletion region. What is meant by V? Drift velocity of the carriers. So depending upon the width of the depletion region and drift velocity of the carriers, we can calculate the transit time. Okay. The next one is to have high speed photodiode, the photocarriers should be generated in the depletion region so close to that the diffusion times are less than or equal to the carrier drift time. Okay, the diffusion time are less than or equal to the carrier drift time. A reverse biased photodiode exhibits a voltage dependent capacitance caused by the variation in the stored charge at the junction. Okay. Next one is the comparison of pin diode and APD, that is avalanche photodetector. You can see here the pin diode doesn't have high intensity electric field region, whereas APD has high intensity electric field region. Photo current generated is less compared to APD. What is the reason? In PIN diode, this is PIN diode. This is PIN diode. This is avalanche photodiode. The photocurrent generated in the PIN diode is less than the APD. What is the reason? Because in PIN diode, avalanche effect or the multiplication of the electron holes is not taking place. Why? The reason. What is the reason? What is the reason? Why it is not taking place? Because in PIN diode, the applied reverse voltage is less compared to APD, avalanche photodetector. Okay. Since the applied reverse voltage is less, there will be no multiplication of the electrons. You can see here, yes, photocurrent generated is more compared to PIN diode. There are equations also for the photocurrent generated. You can see IB equal to Q into NE. Q means electron charge, N means carrier number. Here also same thing. IB equal to Q into NE into M. M means multiplication factor, because in APDs multiplication of the electrons takes place. So we need to consider multiplication factor also in calculating the photocurrent. The next one is responsivity. Responsivity of the PIN diode is limited, whereas the responsivity of the photodiode is very high. As I said, responsivity means when the light falls on it, when the light falls on the diode, okay, within very less time, okay, within very less time, the diode should be able to produce the output varying current. Okay. The next one is in PIN diode, the noise levels are less, whereas in photodiode noise levels are more. Next one is response time. As I said that it is half of the APD. In PIN diode, response time is half of the APD. Okay. So these are the 5 points generally give the comparison between PIN diode and avalanche photodiode. Okay. Right. In the next class, we will try to discuss an interesting new topic. Thank you.